Welcome Transformer fans, my name is Composite Enerjoe, and today's review is on the Transformers Beast Wars Transmetals. Get that out of there. Ah, apologize for the dust. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the Transformers Beast Wars Transmetals Optimus Primal. Mega Class Optimus Primal. And here he is in his very nice and shiny, chromy Beast Mode. And here it is. And yeah, this looks really cool. It's also very show accurate since it's been a while since I've done a review of one of these Transmetals. So let me give a quick explanation of this. So Transmetals were first introduced, I believe, I want to say in the beginning of season 2 of the original Beast Wars series, and there were a handful of characters on both sides where they were granted this upgraded form, and Optimus Primal being one of them. So the interesting change that happened was that they still have their beast modes. Optimus Primal still transformed into a gorilla. However, they changed it where it's now a sort of mechanical upgrade. So now their beast modes have all of these mechanical shiny parts, where in their original forms, their beast modes were more organic, and then the robots had all the mechanical parts. But for Transmetals, they did the very interesting choice of flipping that. And we'll see, and I'll show you later where in his robot mode, you'll see more organic pieces, while the beast modes look like this. If anything, he looks the Transmetal characters, their beast modes look more like classic Generation 1 beast modes, where they were just sort of mechanical animals. So yeah, that aside, so yeah, Transmetals, cool, nice, shiny, and chromy, and this figure looks awesome. It looks fantastic. And since it's a beast mode, oh, nice little thing. You can see Optimus's name. A lot of Transmetal figures had this where they had their names like stamped on their body somewhere, usually in the chest area. So yeah. And since it's the beast mode, I get to show off his articulation. So that head does not move sadly because of transformation, but it's a very nice head sculpt. And I just noticed the teeth are also painted. Very nice. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it's nice. They're molded in, and I think they're also painted. That's nice. So yeah, arms go out this far in full 360. Swivel there, bend at the elbow, and that's about it. He does have a waist. Legs go out that far, forward, back, back. This kind of stops him. Remember, this is gorilla mode. Back, and that's it. Oh, and a little bit of up and down on his toes, on what I'm assuming these are toes. So yeah, he has quite a bit of articulation. Very nice. I don't know if I said this earlier. He is a mega class. Mega class is what is now referred to as Voyager. Although I get the feeling, I'm not gonna say it. Nah, screw it, I'm gonna say it. So yeah, I get the feeling that mega class before used to tend to be a little bigger than modern day Voyagers, and that's gonna be my one jab for the current line of figures as of this video. So yeah, haha. Making fun of. Oh, and since it's an old school figure, he does have this thing. He has a rub sign. So usually when you rub it, it would reveal what faction this is in. It is a bit old, so it doesn't really hide it that well anymore. He's clearly a Maximal. I mean, doy, he's Optimus. What else would he be? So yeah. So that's pretty much it for his beast mode. Very, very cool, very nice. I get to show off these accessories. So he does have these weapons back here, which are these clubs. Now, I'm fairly certain, I don't remember exactly like when he used it, but I'm pretty sure that he did use these club weapons, and you can just, plug them into his hands, like so. So he has these club weapons. I know he used these, but I think he only used them in his beast mode. Obviously, you can have him hold them in his robot mode, but for the life of me, I don't remember him ever using them in his robot mode. It's been a while since I've seen Beast Wars, though. But, yeah. I do know that I do vaguely remember seeing his beast mode wield the clubs. And now we get to, before his actual robot mode, we do have to get into another mode, which I like to call the traveling mode. Because Transmetals, on top of having their upgrades and their new mechanical forms, they also received some kind of vehicle mode. Now, I'm not going to refer to it as refer to the Transmetals as like true triple changers. I think there are some exceptions. But I feel that this mode is more of a feature of the Beast mode. because they can only use it while in beast mode. So I don't consider it a true third mode. And for Optimus here, just take a look. It feels like a product of its time, which is both gloriously awesome and downright silly. So it's very simple. You just line this up, lift this up to be the thruster, rotate, connect these together, then just line up, and there we have it. Here we have Optimus Primal's, Transmetal Optimus Primal's, hover mode, hoverboard mode. Yeah, I'm sorry, this screams 90s. It is both ridiculous and incredibly awesome. And funny enough, he does have wheels back here, like down here. You have to, they're kind of stiff on mine, but they do have actual wheels, so you actually could roll with them. But it doesn't do it that well. So yeah, since this mode can only be achieved while in their beast mode. Like I remember in the show, you would see them go beast mode and then go into this mode. I'm not considering it like a true third mode. This is just a feature of the beast mode, and I'm applying that to all of the other Transmetals. So I will refer to this, I believe I have before, as their travel mode. So that's what this is. And for him, it's really simple to get into. They usually are. I think I like that detail where their travel modes are usually fairly easy to get to. So then let's separate this. And from here, let's just keep going into his robot mode. So to achieve that, it's actually pretty straightforward. Just keep fold this down, and then fold this out to achieve the legs. So you're pretty much already there. Fold, fold. And there we have his legs. Then this piece you just fold down. So now for the rest of it, fold this down and bring this out. Bring this out. And then you pull, so bring this up, out, pull this forward. We gotta separate this. Come on. There we go. Separate this, fold down the gorilla, the ape head, fold up his robot head. And I think this is the best way to show it off. You can see his robot mode head now has more organic parts as opposed to his beast mode. That's what I was referring to. And you'll see it more where there will now be more organic parts. Fold that, rotate the waist around, kind of like the original, kind of like his original form. And then you bring, so then fold this assembly up and bring it down like so. Fold down. You line it up properly, you fold down to create the shoulder pads. Let me zoom out a little bit. There we go. Just a slight zoom. Zoom out. And now you're thinking he's done, but not exactly, because now his hands are backwards. So let's fix that. Basically, come down here. Rotate the arms. So yeah, if you can't tell, I actually really like this figure. I'll get to my one complaint with it, but that's just the complaint with the design. Because other than that, it's a fantastic figure. So now his robot mode arms are ready to go. And here we have Optimus Primal in his robot mode. Well, the Transmetal Optimus Primal in his robot mode. And this looks fantastic. And as I mentioned, I think the one thing I don't like about this figure, funny enough, it's the face. I don't like, and I never liked this on the show. That was like the one gripe I had with this mode, because everything else I love about it. I don't like that they gave him such a like a bestial face. Especially since I actually really like his original form and his later optimal Optimus face, which is like that half like visor thing. Yeah, this one I'm not convinced. I think it's the nose. I think it's just the nose. The nose throws me off. Because other than that, the figure itself I think is amazing. It's fantastic. So yeah, there he is. It's fantastic. Articulation-wise, the arms pretty much stay the same. They're just, reversed, but it's the same. The waist is still there. The head is now on a swivel. The legs, at least up here, they now go further back because they don't have this hindering. Then he now has he actually has a double bend at the knee, which is nice. And a swivel here that this kind of hinders. But he does have a swivel there. More for transformation, and has up and down on his feet. So yeah, he has quite a bit of articulation. It's fairly impressive. And now to sort of show off the rest of his accessories. So this blaster here, yeah, this little thruster, this is a blaster. So you can have him hold it as a gun. And for the life incantation, I don't remember. I think he did use this, but I don't remember when. Like, I don't think he used it often. The weapon I know he did use a lot. I'll show off in a second. But yeah, this is his blaster, which, how this works, and this looks a little silly. You take one of the maces here, you put it in there, and then you push to fire it. You just sort of push it forward to fire the missile. It's not that great, in my opinion. It's not that great. I think it looks better as just sort of a blaster he can just pull out. But it's one of those, could be better. So yeah, and now we get to, I think, my favorite accessory on him, which I know he did use a lot on the show. And it's not really accessory, it's sort of a feature. Let's get the arms forward. We're going to get his artillery mode. I think it's like his what was this called? Like essentially this, he becomes a turret, so to speak. So yeah, you take this piece here, fold it forward, like so. Have the arms in here, line them up in here. Then you just sort of adjust it to have them be able to look through here, kind of like a sight. And here we have this mode, which is glorious. Essentially, the clubs now become cannons, and he fires them like repeatedly. Essentially, he turns his entire backpack into a turret. And he mans it, so he puts his arms here and he starts firing. This was awesome in the show, and I love that the toy replicates it. It is glorious. This just looks awesome. I will say that I do think his legs are a little thin. He is top heavy, and his legs, I think mainly his feet aren't big enough to really hold him. So you have to like angle him to get him standing in this mode. But yeah. So there's that mode, which is honestly the coolest one. At least the coolest of his weapons that he can pull off. And okay, I guess another gripe, I don't like that this doesn't really connect anywhere. It's sort of just friction holds up here. And that's it. And yeah. So yeah, if you couldn't tell, I really enjoy this figure. I think this figure is amazing. Honestly, I feel that if you just give this thing a couple more points of articulation, like you just tweak the articulation a little bit, give it a little bit more, maybe make his feet a little bigger, he would honestly fit in with like the modern lines, with modern figures. He's that good in my opinion. I think he's great. Great. I wouldn't mind seeing a reimagining of this thing, but I feel like the only thing they could really change is just give him a few more points of articulation and maybe make him a little less top heavy. And that's it, like fix up the feet a little bit. And that's it, because this figure's dang near, is just fantastic. So let's get on to size comparisons. Here we have Ratchet and Cliff Jumper. There you go. So yeah, overall, he's a solid figure. He's a fantastic, solid classic figure. No real, again, minor complaints all around. So yeah, overall, solid figure. Highly recommend them, especially if you're a big fan of Beast Wars. I was actually, and still am, a pretty big fan of the Transmetals. And Optimus here is like no exception. I think that was a good change, like a nice upgrade. I think fans had their doubts about it, but I genuinely like the whole Transmetal idea. I thought it was cool. So yeah, so this has been I say he's top heavy. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers Beast Wars Transmetals Mega Class Optimus Primal. This is a component, and before signing off, here's my special person's Instagram. Please check it out. There is mine if you're curious. Hers again. This is Composite Enerjoe signing off. Peace out and be safe.